The epitome of handsome. The epitome of handsome. Nice little scarf wrapped around a gray turtleneck.
He's adorable.
Isn't he? Some velvet jacket, buttoned perfectly.
Yeah.
Really?
With his tan face, his white hair.
Oh, my God.
If I was gay, and Bernie is.
kind of grayish. More grayish than
I
white.
would just consider you a straight homosexual.
Right.
Basically.
If that exists, that's me.
No,
that would be a metrosexual.
Well,
right?
that's no, and you know what? That's really good. Who cares about what people's sexual preferences are? You guys look great.
Well, let me ask you this.
You're comfortable in your own
You
skin.
say who cares? Who cares? But if you owned a copy of Barnyard Antics, for example, it's a horse. That would raise some eyebrows.
Live and let live is how I feel about
totally
it, right?
Agree. Yes.
Well, that voice you hear, of course, is our good friend Joseph Abboud, and this Joseph Abboud segment with Bernie and Sid is sponsored by Joseph Abboud's Black Label store at the corner of Quality and Style, or if it's easier, 49th and Madison.
Which is a gorgeous store.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Store. So what happens now? I was just talking to Bernie about how I'm really yearning for the holidays. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
We're starting to see some decorations. Bernie pointed out Halloween. We're ready for the I Believe sign across the street. Are you starting to see some more traffic in your store now for the holidays, or not just yet?
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, it starts pretty much around the middle of October. And, yeah, it is kind of great. New York is, it's magical at this time of year.
It is.
With the windows and Rockefeller Center. And that's the part of old New York that I've loved. The city has its challenges, as we know. Congestion, it's crazy. But I love New York this time of year. And love putting the windows in, decorating, having people feel comfortable coming in, having a drink. That's what great retail is. It's the old-fashioned way of coming and spending time in a place, getting the great service, people talking to you, have coffee, tea, have a glass of wine. Nice. So that's the fun part of retail.
Yeah, now, you go ahead. Go.
No, at this time of year too, I'm sort of encouraging guys to bring their women with them when they go shopping.
Oh yeah.
To me that is absolutely the difference maker. Make it an experience. And women are so intuitive about what's happening in style that they make the process fun. It's an experience, and it
except for Jill.
No, Jill. Let me tell you something. I think I think she's amazing.
You don't have to lie, Joseph. I wake up and I
know you should know. She showed me a picture when she's dressed up, and Jill's pretty hot.
Once every 10 years.
So whatever it is, she looks great. But it is great to have women coming in and shopping.
Listen, you are so right about that. Yeah. I mean, as a guy, I rely on women's opinions.
Absolutely.
My wife, my daughter.
Absolutely. Like when I was telling Sid, when couples come into the store, it tends to be fun. And a lot of times I used to say, and I think I told you this before, when I was starting to work at retail, when I was on the floor, by the time the sale was over, the guy wasn't even involved. The wife would say, "Oh yeah, Mr. John. Oh yeah, he'll take those three." And I go, "Yeah, he'll." It's almost as if he wasn't there. So we actually had kind of fun. But women do make it easier, and the guys do rely on it. As a matter of fact, my daughter's boyfriends, really rely on the girls to.
Is that right?
It's pretty cool. And I love, and we shop for guys because we want to look good, but women want us to look good too. They, taking us to an event, we're going to a wedding, or.
But you say sexual preference doesn't matter. This is a serious question. Because I know for me, yes, when Danielle says you look great,
right.
That's great. That's all I need to hear.
And she's a beautiful woman, and she wants you to look great.
Right. Thank you. So when you say sexual preference doesn't matter, but sometimes I feel like when the gay guy. Mm-hmm. Says something nice about the way you're dressed. Yeah, that's even more important than what the woman says.
Well, you know what?
Does it move when that happens?
I don't know. But here's the great thing about it, and probably the perverse thing about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Guys have great taste. Some guys are gay. Some guys are straight. They have great taste. Some of them want to project and tell you how good you look. It's a pretty nice compliment when a guy says to you, no matter who he is, that's a great-looking suit. Right. That's a great jacket. And it used to be there was all the taboo. You couldn't talk about it. That's all. That's all in the past.
That's ancient history.
It really is. And style is such an important part of our lives. When I went to school in Paris, and I used to see these guys on the street, and I'd say, boy, those guys are dressed amazing. And they aren't in the fashion business. I mean, they'd be wearing double-breasted. So that was part of the the drive that wanted me to make American men look better, right? I really thought, why should it only be a European thing? Why can't American men look great? But women will play a big part of that, and I really love it. And, I've got 2 daughters, and they kind of keep my feet on the ground, and they'll tell me the styles they like. Joe Tacopina has got 5 daughters.
Yes.
You could tell, well, he must have been a really bad guy. Joe, I hope you're listening, because God pays you back in certain ways. I only have 2 daughters, but you have 5 daughters, so God bless you on that one.
But he's impeccably dressed.
He got great shows, got great style.
He does.
He really puts it out there.
Well, so does Arthur Idala. So, the high-price attorneys do a great job.
Can I tell you something? Even at that, when you think about guys in high-profile positions, they're really aware of the way they present themselves. Certainly defense lawyers like Joe.
Lawyers,
not Ron Kuby.
No,
okay.
Very good point. Nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah. But if you look at the guys on, if you look at guys on TV, they're always trying to present themselves a certain way. But I'd be surprised, or wouldn't be surprised, that the women behind them are telling them.
Well, you're talking about people in high positions and high profile, and you're a diehard Boston Red Sox fan. If you didn't know that, folks, he's Mr. Massachusetts. Yeah. And David Ortiz is one of the greatest Red Sox players of all time. Right. You were really moved when he was nearly shot to death, and thank God he's okay. He's on TV, and first of all, his watch is too much. Just my opinion. I can't even look at what he's wearing because that watch just grabs my attention. He sits there with A-Rod and Kevin Burkhardt and Frank Thomas on Fox before the big baseball games, including the World Series.
It seems like he snatched it from around Flavor Flav's neck.
I'm serious. It's huge.
He's a big. So think about this. It's psychology. He's a big personality. Everything about him is big. His clothes are out there. Yeah. Now, you want to know?
I don't like his clothes. I think it's too much.
Well, you know who dresses really well? It's A-Rod.
A-Rod's
got this kind of dark gray suit, peak lapel, white shirt. He's pretty
conservative. He's very conservative.
But
Ortiz gets crazy with colors and drapes. And what is he doing?
A lot of athletes tend to do that, and they play into their personality. It's probably too much, but it's who they are. So you kind of have to respect it. But when you get a guy that's really well dressed on TV, and you go, that guy's got it. That A-Rod does. A-Rod's got it.
Yeah.
And he's a good-looking guy. Wears his clothes well.
He's got J-Lo to give him.
Advice. There's the woman behind the man.
Bingo.
Right.
Yes.
She's
or the man behind the woman in this case.
Well, whatever. But she's probably got a lot of great fashion advice.
No doubt about it. And conversely, though. Women do ask, like your wife said, my wife will ask me, or my daughter will even ask, how does this look? They'll ask men.
Don't you love it? Well,
and
think about it. It's universal. We ask each other, right? The guy wants to look good for the girl wants to look good for the guy.
But to your point, Bernie, they never really ask how this looks. They go, I don't like this. What do you think?
Well,
no, I think it looks great. No, you're lying to me. You just asked me what I think. I think it looks great. No, I don't like it.
But you know what, though?
They're the superior class when it comes to the style game.
Plus,
right?
They're right. They'll say, which do you like better, this or this? And honestly, I don't have an opinion. Right. They both look good.
Say whatever you think.
But I pick one out
just to be safe.
Just to be done with. Not to dismiss them, but just to...
See, for me...
But I think I told you this, too.
Yeah.
Women found my brand before the guys did.
I know they did. And you even made women's clothing for a while.
Absolutely. But even before I did women's collections... The women would say, hey, well, that's kind of... I don't know who this guy is or what that brand is.
Yeah.
They found my brand and brought the guys to the brand.
No kidding.
Which is so interesting. So, and I've told you before that my design team, a lot of my design team, are women designing for men. So we've got a good instinct about it.
But you talk about men can never be too dressed up. Yeah. And I've adopted that philosophy, obviously, because I wear stuff every day. Yet I feel like when I see a woman who's too dressed up, she loses me. Like most of the time, I find women to be at their most attractive and sexiest
in their birthday suit.
Yes.
Sure.
Wearing nothing. Right. No, but even a pair of sweatpants, jeans, when they start to put the hair and the long dresses and the overstacked jewelry, I'm like, come on.
Don't think that women don't think about women have a range that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They can wear pants, they can wear skirts, they can wear camisoles, they can be sexy, they can be intellectual. Women have a bigger range, but they're sending you messages all day long. And there's nothing more beautiful than the natural, beauty of a woman in a great cashmere sweater or something like that.
Right.
So, but they get
tight jeans and a pair of boots.
All right, so you just hit it. They aren't just throwing on the sweater. They got the whole thing down.
They do.
Don't underestimate women.
Okay.
That's what you've done your entire life. and don't start.
Yep.
You know, don't continue.
That's some good advice.
No, absolutely. Trust the woman in your life and let her help you with your style decisions.
And trust her own decisions about her dressing herself.
You know what? And
don't you second guess her. How dare you?
Right. As an awkward segue into sports, you know, you're sitting on the couch in your sweats on a Sunday watching football from 9 to midnight.
That's true.
You know, you got to put a little style in your life and do it for the girl, do it for the woman, do it for the.
That's exactly what I do. I've got the remote in one hand, my left hand down my pants.
Well, you know, if you haven't shaved, think about how sexy you are at that moment. We have that obligation,
jersey.
Right? Be respectful to the women in your lives and use them appropriately.
All righty. Hey, listen, for folks that don't know this, and we'll wrap it up with this. And Bernie and I have mentioned this before. You can buy Joseph Abboud stuff all over town at some of the retail outlets.
Yeah,
but you can't get the really, the flagships, the black label stuff.
Right, that's exclusive to that store.
Only that store.
Yeah.
Right, that's it.
Well, we produce a small quantity of items for that store, and it's curated. You know, it really is curated, so it has very special product. Stuff that I work on exclusively and make sure that it all is put together. You know, when Sid comes in like the Santa Claus that he wants me to be, you know, it's all there for him.
And nothing but
unfortunately
the best tailors.
It's a great experience.
Wonderful, a great experience. That's what it is.
Yeah.
At 49th and Madison, the corner of quality and style. Yes, the Joseph Abboud Black Label flagship store where 9 working days out of 10. Joseph Abboud is there toiling away.
Yeah.
Go in and say hello to the man. He's a wonderful, he's an adorable guy.
Thanks. Still doing the windows and still doing displays.
That's right.
32 years later.
Joseph, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Excellent job
Love
as
you
always.
guys.
Love you too.
Thanks, buddy.